Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Just Des TV. Today's video is going to be about The Mint, episode 7. I'm just going to put it out there. This episode made me so mad. I really didn't want to do a review for this episode, but I feel like the people who do watch this series that I review would like a video, so that's why I'm doing a video. And then secondly, I thought that this episode was like a filler. I feel like it was a filler because they were just doing a lot of talking on this one. But I really wasn't gonna do a review for this one because it really made me upset. Really made me upset. I had to decompress after I watched the episode the first time, and then I had to watch it again to actually get my notes together for this episode, for this review. So just bear with me because there's a lot that I want to talk about, like a lot of things that I want to discuss. So the episode opens up with Dime yelling at them. They all sitting down on the sofa, and she's yelling at them like they a bunch of 5-year-olds. And they all sitting there like with their hands in their lap, like they good girls, and they got busted doing something. And I didn't like that because I was just sitting there like they grown women. And they sitting here like they 5-year-olds in trouble while she's standing up, walking around, pacing, lecturing them, screaming at them. Screaming at production, mad at production because production allowed them to do it, allowed them to stop and get the poo shiesty masks and stuff like that. And she was just yelling at the network, talking about she do this. And I'm just like, girl, you was just on Love and Hip Hop for a couple of seasons. So, do you really? I mean, I like you, but do you really? We'll see. I'm just reviewing. But yeah, it really made me mad, this episode. So I don't know. So what happened. She was mad. She said she didn't allow them. They didn't come ask her for permission to do what they did to Nikki. They didn't tell her nothing. She was mad at Rose because she was like, we cool on a whole other level. You didn't even come ask me for permission. No, nothing. She explained to them that she allowed her, that she was all right with the sneak because she talked about her baby, and who knows what would happen if somebody talk about her kid. And like I said in the last review, I don't think she talked about her kid unless she said something else that didn't make it to camera. That's all I could say. Because for her to say, where is your child? That's not talking about your child. If she says something else that production didn't put on the screen, then I would have a different argument. But as for what I saw, she didn't talk about that girl's kid. And that's just that on that. And I don't really care. I'm not going to change my opinion. It is what it is. So she made all the girls that was involved in the Tennessee situation clean the whole house from top to bottom. And while they were doing that, like Rose was in a confessional. She was mad because she was really mad at herself. She was saying she was mad at herself. And she was mad at some of the girls, but she was really mad at herself because she was like, I don't partake in this whack mess. So, and I mean, we all have those moments. I know I've done some questionable things when I was younger, and I used to say the same thing, like, that's not me. I'm not whack like that. That it was whack. I'm not down for that. But then we stand on it because everybody else is doing it. It is what it is. So they all in the kitchen, or like in the living room after Dime leaves, but they literally standing around singing like canaries, like they are getting questioned by the FBI. Everybody is telling, well, I didn't do this, and I didn't do this, and I didn't say that, and I didn't say that, and I didn't even know what happened. Y'all told us what happened. Y'all told us to get the poo shiesty mask. I don't even know who said get the poo shiesty mask. Y'all told us what to do. Y'all told us to go in there and get her out the house. And you said, let's stop at the store. I was just like, y'all are not being questioned by the cops. This is a TV show. They singing like canaries. All of them. Every single one of them. Well, I didn't hit her. I just took her stuff and threw it over the banister. Ladies, I would hate to do a crime. I'm not saying I would. I would hate to do a crime with any one of them. Any one of them. Because I'm going to jail. I am going to jail. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Straight to jail. They was singing like birds. All of them. All of them. And Rose was getting mad because she was like, I can't believe them. They're not taking accountability. Where's the accountability? And I'm just like, where's your accountability? Because you over here telling everything too. But you mad at the producers. Okay, girl. Okay. Rose was like, the producer Ariel told them about the fight. Told them what happened. And she was like, no, y'all told me about it. And then y'all asked me about the details. And that's what happened. Rose is going off, trying to fight Ariel. I'm on my word. I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that to you. You lying. Don't be lying on me. And Ariel is standing there like unbothered, like, girl, I didn't say that. Y'all brought it to me. Y'all said X, Y, and Z to me. Y'all asked me for explanation. Then they roll a clip of them in the van talking about it. Now, Ariel, girl, you was saying something to them. I don't know how production edited that up, but you were telling them what happened in the house. Then your homeboy that was with you was like, y'all gonna need masks. The store up the road, the gas station up the road have masks. Production was in on it. Then you hear production telling them, this is not an award-winning show. Y'all got to make it an award-winning show to compete with the other shows. And y'all got to do X, Y, and Z. And this is all what the girl said. That production told them that they got to get her out the house. That they got to be ready to fight. That if y'all don't turn it up, y'all not going to stay in the house. And these girls is pretty much fighting for their life. They want their check. They want that check. They want, they want to be seen. So they gonna listen to the production. And then they said, oh, when they told Dom, like, well, production was telling us to do X, Y, and Z, so we thought that was your cosign. That's why we never said nothing to you. That's why we just came in and did what we needed to do. This is what I'm saying. I said it a couple of reviews ago. The production team and Dom and then the network, whomever, they need to sit down and have a conversation because they all not on the same page. I said it before when they had the issue with the picking up the money on the floor. They are not on the same page. Production, the network, and the ladies that's in the house, and Dime, all of them are on a separate page in the same book called The Mint. They need to catch up or something. Something got to give because this is weird. It's just for them to constantly say that production is saying one thing, the network of people is saying another thing, Dom is saying one thing. Get it together. And then you won't have melee and a chaotic scene like y'all had. Then you won't be having... And Dom she doesn't clearly iterate her thoughts and how she want to the girls either. We don't know what you want. We can't read your mind, honey. You have to tell them how you want them to act, how you can't wait till a situation happens and then you say, well, y'all not supposed to do this. Y'all not supposed to do that. No, when you read off those commandments, these things should have been listed as well. Behavioral things, not just safety things, behavioral things. That was the whole point of you having those commandments, correct? I mean, comment down below and let me know if I'm wrong. The purpose of her setting up those commandments was to establish a foundation and a starting point for this show. And if you don't have everything in there, then what are they supposed to do? They're not mind readers. They're not going to know what you're supposed to do if the production is telling them one thing. They thought you was on board because they got the green light from production. So y'all need to have a conversation. Dime, production, the network, everybody need to have a kumbaya and a conversation. Can we do that? So while the girls is cleaning the house, Dime takes Tenneke, YSL, Queen, Judy, Sha Marie, and Gorgeous to Strokers. That was where they were supposed to be going. And that was a special event that she wanted to get them to get dolled up for. Again, this lady stressed that she wanted y'all to have on y'all best. And the only person that actually delivered per usual was YSL. Gorgeous had a scene, and I was just like, what do you have on, ma'am? Is that your best? Then we see Sha Marie, and I'm just like, is that your best? YSL, per usual. At the club, at Strokers, they are drinking, having a good time, showing face. It is what it is. Now, as they're leaving out, it cuts to a scene where Sha Marie and Tenneke get into an argument. And at this point, I get really, really frustrated because I am over Tenneke and she needs to go. And it's kind of annoying me that Dime did not kick her out yet. We are 7 episodes in. Every episode, this girl is either getting into an argument or getting into a fight with one of the other cast members. She needs to go. She is the problem. She is the poison. If Dime does not see this, then take off the rose-colored glasses, honey. Because your friend is the problem. She's the problem. Her and Sha Marie get into an argument. Very stupid argument. Because as they're leaving, you cannot take alcohol, like the bottles of alcohol, out of the club, Strokers. Dime puts the bottle, there was a bottle of champagne left. And Sha Marie wanted some. And then Tenneke wanted some. Tenneke gets to the bottle first. So she had 2 cups in her hand. So she pours the wine in one. So Sha Marie says to her, save me some. I wanted some. This girl pours the whole thing in her cup and didn't even pay what Sha Marie said any mind. So they was arguing a little bit about that. Then Gorgeous gets at her and was like, girl, you've been walking around with 2 cups all day. Like, either drink one and put one down, or like, what are you doing? And you didn't need one. No, you didn't need any more alcohol. You had 2 cups the whole time they was there. We was only there for a little bit of time. And the crazy thing is, when they cut to the scene where they in the van, Tenneke looks drunk. Even when she gets out the car to speak to Dime, she looks drunk. And she said, she's telling Dime her story, but Gorgeous was like, she was talking to her dude, that Sha Marie was talking to her dude on the phone and was telling him that she will deal with it tomorrow when they sober up, when things calm down, because she was ready to have a conversation. She just wanted to have a conversation. And Tenneke starts fussing with her. Tenneke is the problem. Girl, go home. Go get your son. Work on that. Go home. Go home. And so Gorgeous says she told her off. But then when Tenneke comes out, Dime is like, are you okay? Is everything okay? And she's like, well, X, Y, and Z happened. She was arguing. She was talking to her dude, but she was talking about me. And I said something to her and da-da-da-da. She was like, but she took the wine. She didn't even think nothing of it. She just took it. But then Dime sits in confessionals and is like, I feel like I should send her home. You think? I've been through it. We 7 episodes in. Argument, fighting. That's all she do. I don't see her doing anything constructive besides the one episode they show her outside working out. And she need to. Girl, focus on that. Stop arguing with these girls. And you like old. Stop arguing with these girls. So they go to, it's Mother's Day. And they go to a restaurant. The Dime takes them all to a restaurant to celebrate Mother's Day. She invites somebody named Tokyo and Sapphire. I don't know these people. I don't know who they are. I don't know what significance they bring. But I was annoyed at them being there because I think they literally heard one side of the story and ran with it. And I didn't like it. So I don't know why they was there. They all there. Dime has, she gets up and she recites a poem that she found online that she wanted to dedicate to her children. It was a really nice poem. I thought it was nice. And she wanted to dedicate that to her kids. She talks about the issues that she had with her mother and the fact that they don't really get along and they're not going to see it for each other even now. And she talked about, legacy and what do these ladies want to leave behind and what do you want to leave to your children as a mother and things like that. And I thought it was all well and good. I thought it was all sweet. T Wood gets up and apologizes to Teneki for what she did for the night before. Nayeli and Rose was just like, wah, wah, wah. It's just words. It was a fake apology. And I agree. It kind of looked fake. I feel like T Woods is performative. I feel like she gets in front of the camera because she likes to be seen. And I think that apology was a fake apology. I think she just wanted to be seen. Even though she did nothing. All she did was change her clothes and put on a mask and did nothing. She didn't really do anything. I think she threw a couple of clothes over the banister, but she didn't do nothing. Oh, excuse me, sorry. I am exhausted. And then they all in that place, hot and sweaty, and I'm just like, where's the AC? Like, how you gonna film a show? Everybody standing around, y'all all hot and sweaty, fanning like it's no fit, like with a napkin, with a fly, like. Get the AC working. You got a whole camera crew up in there. That's probably why they didn't show the restaurant's name. And then Dom gives Sha Marie the bag because she felt like she deserved it. The way she carried herself with the situation with Teneki, and the raps. The scene where they had the session. She thinks she did a really good job. And then the fact that she carried herself well when Teneki and her had a situation. So she gave her the bag. She opened it, but they didn't say what was inside of it. I couldn't remember what was inside of it. But yeah. So that was that scene in the restaurant for the Mother's Day. They did little conversations and about the situation and stuff that happened, but it wasn't really major. So Dom was like, she's gonna talk to them back when she get in the house. So Rose and Ariel, like when they get back to the house, Rose and Ariel like really get in it. They start arguing really badly again because the girls feel like production put a battery in their back. And I kind of think so too. I think the wording that production said to them, told them, like how they said it, it made it seem like their jobs were in jeopardy if they did not get this girl out the house. If they did not turn up, they was gonna lose their spot. And I feel like production purposely did that just to get some action, even though there's enough action on this show to carry the show. I don't think that production needs to stir the pot. I think that Queen does a good job at doing that because she put her 2 cents in and she be on the wrong side of things a lot of the time. But I don't think production needs to add any sauce to the situation because these girls are destructive all on their own. And they'll figure it out how to be destructive towards one another. So I think production did put a battery in their back. I think production did add some sauce on it. I think they did tell them, And they showed the clips. They cut to the clips where production was having these conversations with these women. We find out Ferrari was the one who offered up, let's get the Pusheisty mask or whatever. It's just masks. It's just masks. I don't see the big deal in it. Some guy named Rob from production was the one who suggested, oh, let's go to the corner store. They got masks in the store. So that was pretty much giving them the green light to go and get this girl out the house. And then for them to actually say stuff about award-winning shows, that means they did mention, if y'all don't bring no action or turn it up, blah, 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 that they were gonna, something was gonna happen. Like, it's just weird to me. It's weird. It's straight weird to me. I don't know what's what. But then, Rose was pissed off. She was slamming stuff. She was about to roll up on Ariel, and a guy from production comes out and he's like, don't threaten production. Whatever you do, come and talk to us and stuff like that. And I'm just like, I think that y'all are uncoordinated, and it's showing. The little seeps, they seeping through the cracks. Little things are seeping through the cracks. The unprofessionalism of this production team. And just from, like I said previously, the money on the floor, the conversations that they're having with these girls, like, I feel like it's just unprofessional, and you could tell that they don't even communicate amongst themselves, because everybody is not on the same page. Dime, production, the network, they're not on the same page. So I think they need to rethink that situation. Have a conversation. A board meeting needs to be called. And Rose is getting mad still because none of the girls is like speaking up on her behalf, or like not even on her behalf, or just agreeing with her or co-signing with her what really happened. Like, they all sitting there like mutes now. It's literally like watching some kindergarten class get scolded because somebody let the hamster out the cage. It just looks pathetic. So that's why this episode was so upsetting to me. There was a lot of dynamics that transpired that just didn't sit well with my spirit in this episode. And I was, I don't know. And then their production told them that if you don't do your big one, you gonna go home. Like, just throw the whole shit in the trash. Just throw it in the trash. Throw it in the trash. Throw it in the trash. Gorgeous made a good statement. It's too many women and not enough men. I agree. Too much. Just too much. I just think there's room to be desired with this episode. Like, it's just showing that people need to step their game up, and they got to do what they need to do. It's just weird. T Woods was just speaking for the cameras. That apology, I feel like it was disappointing, because she was disappointed at herself, but I was disappointed at her. Like, I don't know. It was just a lot of there was just a lot of things. One of Don's friends brought up, I don't know which one it was, because they never really said which one was which, Sapphire or Tokyo. I don't know which one it was. But in the Mother's Day brunch, she had brought up the fact that if they have a disagreement, just do it classily. Be classy about it. Have a discussion, classy about it. And I agree. Like, there's a way to conduct yourself in certain situations and resolve issues without being extra or crazy or anything like that. Like, none of that stuff. There's a way that you go about things. And I don't know, it's just a way that you go about things. You could, and they need to learn that. And because just because you're a stripper doesn't necessarily mean that you don't have to be classy. Your job is your job, whatever profession it is, and you can be classy about it. You do not have to be classless. Like you could, yeah, I'm a stripper and what? And then still move accordingly. It's just a job. It's just a job. You don't have to be put in that box. Not everybody. Not everybody. And YSL was a little bit messy at the brunch too. She brought up the fact, the issue between Tineke and Sha Marie, talking about she wants them to have a conversation. But I'm like, I thought this was about celebration and not that. So she just showed that she was messy too, and I didn't like it. I was like, yeah, I gotta keep my good eye on you, sis, because that was messy. Nobody even was thinking about that. Everybody was eating and having a good time and enjoying the conversation and the poems, and here you go. Just being messy. Tineke apologizes to Sha Marie at the brunch, because it was a misunderstanding. But girl, you was drunk and you was doing the most as always. Sha Marie says she rooting for everybody in the house. She even if she don't see it for you, she's still rooting for you. Which, I mean, I feel like it's just words. I just feel like it's words. So after the brunch, they get back to the house. And Dime gets flowers from her husband and her children, and they FaceTime and stuff like that because it's Mother's Day and she can't be with them, but they still wanted to dedicate and give something back to her, which was good. I mean, they miss her. Her kids definitely miss her. But, it was nice to see. The flowers was ugly, but I don't care. It wasn't my flowers. So, yeah. But it was a nice gesture. So now they cut to the scene, and Dom is explaining to Tokyo, Sapphire, and then a lot of the production that's sitting around, and some other guy, they didn't even say his name, the fact that the Real Mint, the actual club, is opening up the following week. So she wants to make sure that the girls are ready, that everything is established, everything is in order. And she was just like, she just want to make sure that they're ready. They're together. And so that there won't be any mishaps. But then she's still kind of disappointed. She said that the girls that participated in the situation with Tineke, they're going to start off in the hole. She's going to deduct like $1,000 from them. And I'm just like, how much you really want to punish these girls? I just think it's whack. So she said she's gonna minus them $1,000 when the show opens. They still gonna be able to make money, but they just gonna be in a hole. So Queens called them so then they called the girls down who was all part of the situation with Tineke one by one, starting with Rose. This scene really upset me because I wasn't sure what she wanted from the scene, for one. Then you have all of these people there, and it felt like an intimidation session more so than let's discuss what happened, why you did what you did, and let's correct the behavior. I feel like it was an intimidation setting because she called the girls down one by one. Two, you have you here with your aggression, Don. You have Queen. Then you have Sapphire and Tokyo. Then you have some guy and a whole bunch of other people in the back. And you sitting there with this attitude. And then you having these girls like they literally 5-year-olds in trouble. And I keep saying that because the looks on their face tells you everything. They was intimidated and they were nervous. Everybody except Ferrari. Like, you could tell. She calls Rose downstairs, but she treats Rose with kid gloves. And that's because they know each other on a personal level. So she's not talking. What I noticed was she wasn't talking to Rose like she was like the other girls was talking. She wasn't talking to her like that. She was talking to her like, girl, but you were supposed to, you should have said something to me. Like, I don't know. But she did. She treated her like with kid gloves. And she was telling her that she felt disrespected. And I guess she felt disrespected, but I don't understand. Queen calls Rose a bully. Queen, shut up. Girl, shut up. I just want to tell her to shut up. Because her input is not necessary a lot of the times, and they be wrong. So then she talks to Judy, because Rose is apologetic or whatever, but she just was like, oh, she just felt bad, because she don't really do that stuff like she said before. And they gave her a pass and moved on. Then she calls down Judy. Judy looked like she going to church, first of all. She had on this dress and she looked like she was going to church. And I said, Judy, you are not going to talk. This ain't a Roman Catholic church where you go in a confessional and talk to the preacher. She was apologetic. She did seem apologetic. She was really sorry and stuff like that. But I don't feel, and then the crazy thing is with this situation, with this little meeting, she didn't have Tenneke there. So it would have been different if she would have had Tenneke there as well, so that the girls could apologize to her. No, she just had her and then her friends there. Tenneke wasn't even there. So it would have made more sense if she would have had Tenneke there so that they could apologize to Tenneke. You see why I'm saying this wasn't a successful meeting, because that wasn't the intention to me. That wasn't the intention. That wasn't Dime's intention. Dime's intention, I really feel like her intention was to humiliate these girls in that moment. And I didn't like that. So she lets Judy go. She lets Judy know that she's up for elimination. Then she calls down Wes. Wes comes down. They tell Wes that she should have not fought her again. She should have told them that she fought them 3. She fought her all day. She wasn't gonna fight her no more. Wes was apologetic. She's like, she understood. She's not gonna talk about that girl, that lady kid. But then they let her know that she's up for elimination. Then they call down Nayeli. Nayeli starts crying. She says she teach her kids not to bully, and she felt bad. But in the confessionals, you saying something different. So I don't know which one it is, Nayeli. I don't know. Because in the confessionals, you standing on what you did and what you said, but now you get in front of these people and you bawling, and then you talking about how you teach your kids not to bully, but then you on stage. But I don't know. Pick a struggle. It can't be both. It can't be both. It can't be both, darling. Either or. So then she calls down Ferrari, and Ferrari is standing there like she don't care. And the whole episode, Dime kept saying Ferrari thinks she did her big one, and I rewind the footage and she didn't do anything. And I'm just like, you really hating on this girl. The whole episode she was hating on her. So she really had something against Ferrari the whole episode. So this is where it comes to a head, because Ferrari is really unapologetic and she don't really care. She did what she did. She was like, whatever. They wasn't satisfied with that. I guess they wanted you to be like Nayeli, bawling and crying down a place. Queen talking about she didn't feel like it was sincere. Who cares? Like, who cares? You didn't have the person that it happened to there so that they could apologize to her So what are they apologizing for? To dime? But then you have this whole crew around you, and y'all feel like it was just weird. And then the stuff that she was saying to Ferrari, I know, like, she had it out for Ferrari the whole episode. Oh, you think you did your big one and you didn't. That shit was weak, and you was weak, and you look stupid, and all of this stuff, like, really degrading this girl. She even called her a peasant. And that set me over the top, because there's other words that you can use to describe somebody's weakness. And for you to say that she's a peasant pissed me off. And now I have to kind of like put her in the same box as Jocelyn Hernandez, because you really degraded these girls, these women, in this session. In front of all of these people, you really brought them down there because you wanted to make them feel like crap. And you wanted to let them know that you better than them. And that's not how you do things. I had really given her a lot of props throughout the first couple of episodes because she was being a stand-up person. But this right here, this little session that she had with them just showed me exactly what her motives was. Because there's no way that I'm having a session with somebody to discuss their behavior and then I turn around and call them a peasant. Like, the two, they don't equate. There's no correlation for that extreme verbiage. So I was kind of confused. So I feel like she had it out for Ferrari, and then the fact that Ferrari didn't show any remorse pushed her over the edge. But there's still a way to deliver a message, and I don't think that they were there for that. So she let Ferrari know that she was up for elimination, and that's where the episode goes off. I want to see this coming episode, but I'm kind of annoyed. Even now, sitting here talking to y'all about this episode, I'm annoyed because I don't like the verbiage that she used. I don't like the fact that she attacked these girls in front of all of these people and made them feel lesser than. All to make herself feel better. Because she felt disrespected, but they didn't really disrespect. Like, take that up with production. Because production put the battery in their back. They was out minding their business. Yeah, they felt some kind of way about her sneaking a girl, and they was talking crap, but production could have said, nah, y'all not gonna go in there and do nothing. And I bet you they wouldn't have did nothing. Production helped them get the masks. So you should have a word with production and feel some kind of way towards production and channel that anger and aggression towards production. The fact that she called that girl a peasant really sent me over the top. But I don't know. Y'all comment down below and let me know what y'all think about that. Let me know what y'all think about that peasant conversation. I mean, the last time that we was having a conversation about somebody calling another person a peasant was Martell calling his side girlfriend a peasant. Like, who does that? And nobody here is royalty for you to even use that terminology. I mean, but comment down below and let me know what y'all think. Thanks for coming. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, rate, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys for the next episode.